guys to get up there. But we're ready to rock and roll now, Lee. Take it away.
This is the XPEL 375. It's an all-Chip Ganassi Racing front row. Scott Dixon in that orange and blue PNC car. Look at Will Power in the black and red Verizon car. Ready?
Green.
Crash.
Spitting out the back. We're going yellow.
Bourdais.
Daly. Fittipaldi.
Daly's upside down, I believe.
That was a real slow start. Guys started spinning their tires up. Daly's right side up now, but this is devastating for these guys here at the back.
Bourdais in it. 2 crashes in 2 days. Conor Daly, he's had a wild ride here before many years ago, and he's just taken another one.
I saw Conor upside down, and as he was sliding, I thought to myself, oh yeah, the aero screen. Thank goodness for the aero screen. Conor moving in the cockpit, steering wheel comes off.
You can see it dug into the grass right there, and it flipped itself back over. But, man, these guys that had the aero screen on here, that's a lifesaver, because Conor was upside down right up against the wall for a little bit.
Not only that, but you can see the big mound of turf that collected in the roll hoop. And prior to having the aero screen, I think for sure you would have seen the driver's helmet with some of that turf contacting the top of his helmet. So great to see Conor Daly climb out. Look at the amount of turf that just packed itself into the left front wheel there as well.
As Pietro Fittipaldi, his return to IndyCar Series Racing. This is Ed Jones. Ed had a good run last night, but it has come to a sudden end here today.
Well, that was all on Rossi. Oh, I just noticed Rossi in there. This is devastating for his championship. But, I mean, these are the things that happens, Townsend, when you're mired towards the back of the pack. This is where the accidents happen, and that really all stemmed. It was a slow lead up and a kind of a late start, and everybody just in the back was ready to rock and roll, probably down in first gear, spun the tires up, and somebody turned sideways.
That's the tail end of it. We'll give you another look. Apologies for that technical problem there. We'll give you another look at it, what was the catalyst? That's what we need to find out. Look to the right-hand side of your screen.
Fittipaldi got into the back of Bourdais and turned him, and then it was just a melee from there on. So
Dalton Kellett, look at Tony Kanaan to the left of your screen, trying to tiptoe through all of that debris. Watch the purple and black. Purple car is Pietro Fittipaldi. He went into the Rocket Chevrolet of Sebastian Bourdais. There's Conor Daly.
And that happens, guys, it happens so fast, and you're hard on the power, and these cars don't stop well with these brakes and this aero configuration. You get on the brakes, but Conor came in there. He's obviously on the brakes, but you just can't even get it slowed down enough to even do anything.
Yeah, Conor had a head of steam.
Boy, I tell you what, Colton Herter got lucky. Did you notice that, guys? Coming through the middle in the Capstone Honda. He was able to avoid all of that. And Ryan Hunter-Ray was just ahead of him, and Tony Kanaan was on the far outside. So several drivers extremely fortunate not to get caught up in that.
And I should correct myself. I had instinctively said Jack Harvey, but that's because there's 2 Pink Auto Nation cars today. It was Rossi, as Paul called. Let's take a look on board, thanks to Auto Nation.
So it all checked up. You heard him get on the throttle and start to go, and then he had a nice gap there, Townsend, like he was timing it right, and then he had to get out of it, and then he got hit.
He got drilled, I think, because Bourdais had been hit from behind. This is on board with Tony Kanaan.
Yeah, the front of the pack, guys, was just not going yet, and the guys in the back were kind of laying back a little bit. You know, you see the gap here between the McLaren cars
to the right.
They're laying back here a little bit, trying to time this.
So that was Fittipaldi into Bourdais, Bourdais into Rossi.
It was a good save by Felix right there. He was about the only guy that got through that.
There's Alexander Rossi and Rob Edwards.
And Rossi's just trying to figure out what happened. He has no idea what happened until he saw the accident right here on the monitor on the replay.
Because he got hit from behind. He didn't know. He had no idea. There's Conor Daly. Both AJ Foyt cars were knocked out. We have been remiss to mention Dalton Kellett. So you've got the
tether right there shredded apart off the back wheel of somebody's car. That's supposed to hold the wheel on the car, not let the wheel get away from the car, but it obviously shredded. That's made of Kevlar, like a winding A lot of damage on these cars. Not what you want happening going into the month of May when you need a fast bullet, Townsend, for the Indy 500. I would assume a lot of these cars are their Indy 500 cars. So
well, they got the Indy GP road course first. They got time to rebuild these things, but more importantly, I think just the result. I mean, dead last again for all these guys. They won't even finish a lap.
Thoughts with the AJ Foyt team, because they had to work so hard into the night to get Bourdais' car fixed, and unfortunately both Sebastian and Dalton Kellett are out, in addition to 6 other cars. That one was a big one.